Are you ready for the return of Jesus? Well, he's coming back. There's no doubt about that. But Jesus in Matthew chapter 24 describes what the world is going to look like before his return. There's going to be mass deception. In one way or another, we see that people have lied about Jesus throughout the entire world, right? Practically the whole world has an opinion about who Jesus is. Jesus says that there are going to be people professing to be the Christ and actually deceiving many. But one thing that I want to emphasize in this chapter is verse 35 in Matthew chapter 24. And it's something that if we're not understanding, then as a follower of Christ, we will not be able to stand in this world, and we will be swept away in the chaotic winds of deception. But take heed. If you feel like that's already happened to you, Christ is a better shepherd than you are at being a sheep. In one way or another, he will come get you. He will find you. But listen for his voice and come back. Now let's listen to what he has to say about the world that we live in and how to survive it. Jesus says in verse 35 in Matthew 24, "Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away." That's absolutely significant. When the whole entire world seems to be absolutely falling apart, Jesus is trying to tell us in one way or another, take heed to my words, because despite everything that's going on, my words, the words of Christ, are going to be the words that raise you above all of the chaos in the world, all of the deception. They will be the only source of light that you have to navigate the chaos throughout the entire world. Like it says in Psalm chapter 119, 105, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Now, Jesus says, he said to his disciples before he ascended, my peace I leave with you. Not as the world gives, do I give it to you. In other words, the peace that Jesus gives surpasses any type of peace that the world can provide. But in order to access this peace, it can't just be accessed in any way whenever we feel like it living in this world. But I'll tell you what, this peace can be accessed only when we are looking at what Christ has given us by his words and abiding in those things. Jesus says if you're not being built up upon his words, right? If you're not listening to his words, you'll be like the person who built their house on the sand and were swept away.